because this channel is relatively still new and is almost a week now, and I don't want it like a video will just pop up and nobody can relate with who is talking to a stranger and all that. So that's why I said let me make this video, and I'll also talk about 5 safety plan that you can build at home with your children to keep them safe. Hello beautiful people, my name is Olu. You call me Agbeke. That's my oriki, where I'm from. I'm from Nigeria, a tribe called Yoruba. So I'll be speaking a lot of my dialect on this YouTube channel, and I want you to get used to it. However, I don't want to make it a Yoruba channel. It's going to be the official language is English language. Then a little jara. Jara, that means extra bonus in my language. But whatever I say in my language, if it is something that is very important, I'll try to translate it into English. I migrated into the UK in year 2021 with my husband and 3 beautiful children. When I came in, I wasn't a social worker. As this channel progress and I become comfortable, I will share about my background, my job back at home, what I was into. However, I want you to know I was a very versatile woman, a hard work woman back in Nigeria. I and my husband and children, we lived in Abuja for more than 10 years before we moved into the UK. I worked with federal government. My husband worked with federal government, as a matter of fact, with presidency. And we had family business that was prosperous. My husband owned an NGO, and we were literally like a average, or is it medium we'll call it now, class, because of classism in Nigeria. I just want you to understand where we're coming from. So we are literally like, we're not poor, we're not rich, we are just in between, but we are comfortable. We just started mortgage of our own house. We hold 2 cars to ourselves. My husband had been to China on a scholarship sponsored by Chinese government for 2 years, where he did masters in railway, and they were supposed to do one project with for that course. However, because of COVID, they had to come back to Nigeria in 2019. They couldn't start the project. They suspended the project, and it was after that in 2020 we decided to start the process of moving to the UK, and all of us moved together. When I got to the UK, I work as a senior support worker in domiciliary sector for good 5 years, not randomly 5 years, but almost 5 years. And I think I grew into becoming a senior support worker. And in the course of that almost 5 years was when I started. My husband studied before. We went through the study route with my husband. So in the course of my own job as a senior support worker, I also did my MA in social work, and now I'm now a newly qualified social worker. That is my journey, and that is what the little I'm comfortable to share with you this afternoon. I want to tell you that my intention with this YouTube is to build a community for myself. I'm someone that doesn't have many friends. As a matter of fact, I'm friendly with everyone, but I am an introvert and extrovert. I don't know how to put it. If I found myself outside, maybe in a party and all that, I could be the life of the party. I could laugh, I could joke, I would dance, I would do that. I have confidence in do those things. However, if I don't find myself in a party, because I don't carry myself to go to a party or anything, if I don't, I'm laid back. I'm someone I'm comfortable. I enjoy my own company. I don't feel lonely when I'm alone. I don't get bored. I could stay indoor from morning till night all by myself. I don't say it's because of YouTube or social media or whatever. No. Even without social media, I will be by myself. I only need water and a good novel, and I'm good to go. And even when there is no novel, I live inside my head. That is the kind of person I am. I'll start to think and all that, thinking, planning and all that, and I enjoy myself. Like, I don't know how to put into word more, but that's literally how I can put it for now. As we progress in this journey together, I will share more. You get to know me as I become more comfortable. Now I'm not yet comfortable in front of camera, to be sincere. As a matter of fact, I'll be criticizing myself if I tell you that this video will be probably the 10th one that I will be deleting this evening. You would not believe me. I will record it and I will delete it. Maybe I'm not okay with the lightning. Maybe I'm not okay with the way I talk, or I'm just like I'm rambling, I'm doing that. And that is the reason why I said I'm new, I'm learning. Take me as I am, please. I'm begging you. Don't get bored. Don't get mad. Don't get pissed off at me. You know, don't be irritated. Don't get the ick. You know that is it ick they call it, or hack, like that hike or hick, to move away and just scroll over my channel. Please help me to build this channel. Find it in your heart to subscribe and like, comment. I want you to comment the topic you want to know about, what you want me to come and talk about. If it's in time of marriage, I've got 17 years of friendship, good relationship with my husband, and 16 years of marriage. And I can, if any part of marriage that you want to know, anything, I'm not telling you my marriage is perfect. There is no perfect marriage. However, I am not enduring my marriage. I am enjoying my marriage. I've got a man, a typical African man that is exposed, that is liberated. You know what I mean? That chose to work with me as a friend, and that is why the marriage is succeeding, because I'm someone that you can't box me under a culture or tradition or anything. If it doesn't serve humanity, it will not serve me. I believe in fairness. I believe in justice. I believe in truth. I believe in living a genuine life. I don't pretend. I don't fake it. I don't believe in that slogan, fake it until you make it. No, I am as you see me. What you see is what you get. That is me. My philosophy of life is either black or white. You know, when people are talking about being diplomatic and all that, I would rather keep quiet than being diplomatic in a way that will hurt people, or that will mean that I'm going to lie or say, be a false witness. That is not who I am. That is not who I am. I am as plain and as open as they come. And I'm just blessed that I married a man that is able to evolve with me. You know what I mean? So that 16 years of marriage, I've not been enduring anything. I can tell you, and I will not endure anything. My husband as well has not been enduring anything, and will not endure anything. We are friends. We speak a lot. Communication. We even talk about whenever you are like you want to choose another different path, you want to do another things in life, or you feel like you meet someone and you get carried away, you're attracted and you want to go and test that life. Don't let us become enemies because of the children. We talk about the next thing to do, how to handle it, how to do this. Those are the kind of communication that me and my husband used to have. And over the course of these 16 years, I can tell you that is the best way to have marriage. Have that mindset that even when you get tired of yourself, that friendship will sustain the family that you have built. Because even when you divorce yourself, you will forever and ever remain family through your children. Your children are going to give birth. They are going to have children, wife. They are going to have husband. They will have children. They will do my wedding. They want to do a lot of things, and you will be the mother. Your husband will be the father, and you can't say because you are no longer together, your children shouldn't have their day or anything, and you don't want to go there with bad energy. You don't want to be the one to be sabotaging the life of your children, causing them mental health and all that. So as a result of this, it is good, and it is something that we have made as part of our journey, our marriage, that we talk about when it is good, or how we are doing it, what we are going to do. And when the time comes and it's no longer good, and something change in any one of us, and or anybody decide to make another a decision that is not serving both of us, what are we going to do? We've spoken about it. How are we going to handle it? It is realistic. I'm a realist. I know that some of you may be finding it difficult to understand where I'm coming from, but I tell you, if you can get your mind to that level where you can talk about positive things, negative things, no human being is perfect. No No human being is upright. No human being is righteous. The grace is just abundant for all of us to live our life. As a human being, life is a gift to enjoy it and to be intentional about what we do to each other. However, if a time comes and you want to make a decision that you know will have a negative impact one way or the other, do it in a way that it will make it easier for people around you. At least the impact, negative impact, will not be too much, or whatever your decision is will not impact negatively on people around you, including either your husband or wife and children, especially your children. When you prioritize your children in marriage, you will be able to have this conversation that I'm talking about. It will not be difficult for you. It will not be like when somebody is trying to communicate with you, another person will say, I know your mindset. It is because you want to do this. It's because, like we like to do in our own culture, that we don't like to kind of like be realistic about something. Instead of talking about them or having safety plan for them, we'll say, God forbid bad thing. That's the next thing we'll be saying. That's the first thing we'll be calling Holy Spirit, calling different kind of names that we have, that we have crammed in our holy book to prevent. But the truth is, though, that doesn't stop whatever that is going to happen from happening. The Bible says that the heart of the man is desperately wicked. Who can know it? You don't know my mind. I don't know your mind. However, if we communicate, it will be something like for a safety plan through our communication, through the way we relate to each other, and we give each other that's protective factor for ourselves and for our children. In case something is going on with me, or in case something is happening, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, this is what you say, this is what can make me, this is how I am, and we understand each other, and we have that safety plan as protective factor. Because the truth is, you can't force a man to be with you, and you cannot force a woman to be with you. However, once you have produced children together, you hold those children something, because you are responsible for them. You brought them from whatever they are into this world. You brought them, so you have to sustain them until they become adults and they can take care of themselves. And marriage is an important, in fact, the most important aspect of our life, because the sum of marriage is what makes up the society. And when we raise children that are broken, and we have broken society, but when we raise children that are mentally and physically all right, balanced, then we have a safe and balanced society. That is think about marriage from me. Sorry if I'm all the way everywhere. Like I told you, I'm new on YouTube. I'm just trying to get myself in order to know how to present this thing, to separate. I don't know the word to use. I'm lost of word, forgive me. So if I'm saying something and I start to say something, just give me time. I'll organize my thoughts before coming. I will get to know how to present, to do that. But right now, whenever something comes into my mind, I say it, because if I want to kind of like be rigid and say, this is what I said, I want to come to this platform to say today, it will make me to be fluctuating. It will make me to be too conscious of myself. I will not be natural. I will not be genuine. And as a matter of fact, I will not have any value to give to you. You will not even want to stay on my channel. You will get bored. If I begin to talk and I say something and it piques you and you have interest, you want to know more about that thing, or you want me to talk more about it, we put it in comment section. Put it on the comments on the comments. Just comments. Tell me what you want me to talk about. Ask how I feel about this. Ask how I feel about that. I will come and answer you. And if I know that it's something that I need to make a video about, I will talk extensively and present it to you. So you can come up with any topic. My own opinion, my lived experience, whether it's about migration to UK, whether it's about raising children in the UK, whether it's about marriage, whether it's about communication, engagement, general lived experience, anything and everything at all, just feel free to ask me. If it is something that I don't want to discuss, if it has to do with my job and it's so sensitive, and I don't know, maybe I can discuss that on YouTube or not, I will let you know. I will go seek for advice from my senior ones, the experienced people, professional that I work with, Can I share this on social media? It will not get me into trouble. It won't let them to take away my pain. And I'll come back and share with you. And if it is something I can't put out there, I promise you, we even discuss about it in the inbox. I will guide you. I'll tell you whatever it is you want to know. That is if it has to do with my job. But if it has to do with lived experience, my general opinion, personal, feel free, carry go. Ask me anything and I'll come back, and I promise you. So that this video will not be long, let me talk about the 5 safety plan that I want to share with you as the purpose for main purpose value that I want you to take away from this video. You know, in the course of my job, the little I've seen now, I've seen that there's something called safety plan about children. We support family to do it. However, as a parent, it will help you if you have that safety plan that you prepared for yourself, for your own children, according to their age, and you guide them, work with them, supervise them on how to learn it, adapt to it, and understand it, and they flow with it. It will make your life so easy. It will make your life so better. And even if you go out to work, maybe you leave your children at home with somebody, or you just leave them with the eldest one, maybe 16 or 17, you will be able to have peace of mind that something is not going to happen that will be an emergency that will put you into trouble when you come back. So I'm not going to say much on that. I'm just going to give you few points. Sorry that I jot it down so that I won't forget. I'm so sorry. There's something that come naturally to me, and there's something that I've got to check when I'm talking to you. This topic is part of, because it's my job, so it's not something that there are different ways of doing safety plan, but this is a general one. But I want you to know this general one and also build more on it for yourself, because the one you build for yourself is better than the one professional will come around and build with you. You know what I mean? So number one is safe home setup. And that is if you have babies, toddlers, and children that are below 15 years old at home, whether when you are around or you leave them in the care of someone, or you step out. These are home safety plan that you can have. You can even design it and all that, put it in their rooms, put it where they want. You talk to them, you liaise with them. Once they understand, you design it in a way that will be fun to them, for them to understand, to relate with, and you put it somewhere. So even when you are not around, they know this is safety plan, what we can do, what we must not do, what we must not touch when mommy or daddy is not around. So number one is safe home setup, and it has to do with you locking away chemicals, medicines, and sharp objects. Any sharp objects, blade, knife, things that children, if you mistakenly put it on the table, a toddler, 2 years, 3 years, 5, 7, 8 years, they can take it and be using it to play, to dig something, to cut something, and it will injure themselves. Lock it away. Keep it away. The ones that are old enough that may be in need of any of such things, and you know that maybe it's knife or something they can use when you are not around, you let them know where it's kept, and you let them to also understand why they can go and take it when you are not around, what they can use it for. If not, let them know they are not exception not to go there when you are not around. Let them understand the situation that can make them to go there, and that will you keep your mind safe wherever you are. You keep floor clear to prevent slips and falls. If you are going to work or you are going out and going anywhere, make sure that there's no water in the bucket anywhere that somebody can mistakenly pour it. With children, the way they play when you are not around, whether you are around, when children, especially children that get along with each other, they play. They can scream, they can shout, they can run around, they can push themselves. And if there is water in the bucket and things, and it throw away, it pour on the floor, it can make them to sleep. They won't know how to be careful around it. Children are not as intentional as adults. You need to understand that. It has nothing to do with my children, they are very disciplined. No, it has nothing to children are children. And children are meant to be children. You as the adult, you are the protective factor for them. So you are the protective factor. You are the one that think ahead of things. You are the one that are intentional about you're dealing with them and make sure you're keeping them safe. So it is your responsibility when you are, maybe you are stepping out or you are going to buy something, whatever, to make sure that there's no water in the bucket, there's no any liquid things that could pour on the floor and will make the floor to be slips and they will fall and all that. So anything that you know at all, or they can run into it, anything that is that if they are running, they can run into that they will fall. So you keep the floor clear. Then now have a first aid box. Have a first aid box at home. Keep it somewhere and get your children the things, especially the one that from 10 years and above, according to their age, according to their understanding. Teach them. If anything happen, maybe you mistakenly hit something, a little blood is coming out of your finger, teach them how to clean it with maybe iodine or whatever safety that you have in your first box and first aid box, how to clean it and get it plastered. Teach them how to use those first aid that you have in there and tell them when they can go and use it. And put somebody in charge, like the headrest, maybe the one that is 15 or 16 years, or if they have a big uncle or auntie in the house with them, let them know that they need to tell that auntie to get it for them. And if you are staying, you quickly go to store to buy something and you are not in the house with them, as at the time that thing happened, your children that is about 15, 16 or 14 years old, let them know how to have access to that first aid box and what to do, and also immediately what they need to do after applying the first aid box, which is to reach out to you. Have a proper guideline on whether it is, as you are putting this one, immediately as you are doing it, you are calling me on phone, this is what to do, or you call my brother down the road, or you call the neighbor, whatever emergency stuff that if it's not something that they need to call 911 or 111 or whatever, if it is not something to call emergency at that point, let them know the support network that you have around that could support them in the circumstances that they will need to use the first aid box. Teach them how to use that first aid box and tell them what to do next. Number 3 is you keep your children out of the kitchen during cooking unless supervised. Children from under 12 years old downward should be kept out of the kitchen, unless if there's something like in my culture, we have young girls, I think from the age of 10 years, we normally want to teach them to stay with us in the kitchen to see how we are doing things, how to prepare. Both boys and girls are doing for my, but don't let me talk from, is my 14 years old now can make kamala, can make eba, can do all things that young, anybody, any adult can. They're only the serious food one that he can't do now, but all those basic food and all that, he can even make stew for rice, but by himself now. So he can boil meat, can do all those things. So if they are to be in the kitchen with you,